It's the first day of 2025, and I got to run an errand into town. There's a friend of mine that needs some diesel for a diesel heater, and I was like, why not? Let's see what town's like on New Year's Day. I wasn't going to go, but now I have a reason to go, so let's go. You ready, Dottie? We're going to go. We're going to go, go, go. All right, get up in there. Go. All right. So we got the diesel gallon. I don't think I've ever bought diesel fuel before for anything. I think it's a good idea to not put it in my tank, in my truck, right? It's a bad idea. I understand it's even a worse idea to put diesel in your, or regular gas in your diesel truck. That can be very, very bad, right, Dottie? All right. We need to my screen says, whoops. That's not always a good thing. The screen has not connected to internet yet. I don't see any bars. There's some bars. Needed to warm up a bit. There's Barb. Did you wake up on the wrong side of the camper this morning?
Huh?
Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed because your camper was turned around?
Yeah. So I didn't realize how close I was, but I think Cheryl mentioned something about me leaving it here until after the potluck because of the wind.
The potluck's, it's going to peak. I saw it right when it starts. So yeah, that's a good idea. So she's going to leave her rig right there to block the wind for our little potluck extravaganza today at 1 o'clock. And right now it's 9:48. Oh, look what's on. Verify my area, it says. Turn on location accuracy. Wants to know where I am. Finding my location. YouTube is.
Rainbow-colored tulip fields of Munchkin Land, defying gravity's design celebrates the film's.
Look at that. Well, I'm going to turn that down because I'm going to be talking on the way in, but I can occasionally glance over at the screen and see the beautiful floats while we're headed in. So, so you have a comparison. I did a long video that was all post-production voiceover. And so this one's not that. This one is real time. And I'm wondering, do you like real time better, or do you like post-production? Or really what I'm looking for is you don't care. Because if you don't care, I'm going to do a lot more post-production because it's easier. I can do things like listen to the news or listen to music when I'm driving into town. And I can't really do that if I'm going to be narrating all the way into town. But I'm not sure I really mind either way. Oh, I'm kicking up dust. I'm kicking up dust. I'm kicking up dust. How fast was I going? Too fast. Sorry, guys. I don't think I got anybody's camp, though. I think I discovered it in the nick of time. Going through another little wash here. Man, I want some heat. How come I'm not getting any heat coming out? It's cold. Maybe I gotta give it a minute to warm up. Yeah, the temperature gauge on the truck says it's pinned to the sea. Cold. Let's see. It's New Year's Day and it's 9:50 a.m. We got to find a place to buy some diesel fuel, and I don't think I'm going to get it at that first gas station in town. I think I may have to go to Pilot. You know, Pilot will have diesel fuel. I wonder what would happen if you put regular fuel into a diesel heater, and I'm going to guess the same sort of bad things that would happen if you put diesel fuel into or regular fuel into a diesel truck. My friend Denny, who's not here this year, sadly, Denny and Deb, my good friends from Minnesota, they're not here this year, but they will be back next year. But last year, he decided to upgrade his truck, so he sold his old truck, got a new truck, and he's home with a new truck, and he gets a phone call from a guy that bought his truck. He bought it for his son, so he picked it up in Phoenix, and he drove it home. And the sad story is he didn't know any better. After he picked up the truck, he went to the gas station and he filled that beautiful diesel truck with regular gasoline and drove it like 100 miles. And according to Denny, that can pretty much spell the total destruction of that engine. I think if that's not the case, then it's thousands and thousands of dollars to rehabilitate the engine. So that was a pretty sad thing to have happen, but I can understand that, you know, someone would have so little of automobiles and engines that they wouldn't really understand the difference between diesel and regular gasoline and why there's a big difference. And you know, it's not, sometimes people do things that you think are, wow, what a stupid thing to do. But what they're not born out of stupidity often, as much as they're born out of ignorance. And we tend to think of lumping stupidity and ignorance into the same category, and they're two very different things. I think stupidity refers to just a lack of sufficient executive power to logically put disparate knowledge together into effective plans and behaviors. Just intellectual brain horsepower. Ignorance, on the other hand, is you can burn yourself on a hot stove if you haven't yet learned what hot is and why to avoid it. So once you burn your hand on that stove, you discover a couple of things. You discover several things. Stoves are hot. Hot is bad. Hot hurts. Don't touch stoves, and I'll extrapolate to when I get an idea that other things are hot, don't touch those things either. Now, someone that's stupid may touch a hot stove and not be able to process the information that I shouldn't touch that stove again. Or they'll stop touching stoves but continue to touch other things that a regular, well-adjusted intellectual person could extrapolate from say, stoves to fire. And I think we often, and I'm guilty of this, I'll raise my hand, We're guilty of defaulting to, when we see someone's behavior which is harmful to themselves or others, we often will immediately go to, well, they're just stupid. And I think the best thing is to say, well, they've been ignorant. They didn't have the information to make a good decision. And hopefully next time, once they learn about their bad decision, they'll stop making bad decisions and start making good decisions. Not everyone's like that, right? We know that. But I think it's a really good practice to first go to ignorance before we jump to stupidity. Oh, they do have diesel here. They do have it. I see it. It's $3.75 a gallon. So let's just pull in here and get us some diesel. Look at this. We got. See, this is what Quartzsite busy looks like, even in the morning, where you see a lot of big rigs driving, crisscrossing back and forth. That is what I know. And there's the diesel. We'll shut her off. This should not take long because it's only a gallon, right? It's only a gallon we got here. A gallon of diesel should not be a big deal. I do not want a receipt. I don't know why it's not working. Well, that's not going to work. It says everything's ready to go, but it will not. Well, it's just not going to work. Let's try this one. I cannot see There. That worked just fine. So I had to go to another pump. The other one just would not dispense the gasoline or the diesel. All right. So we're going to put this in the very back in my egg crate carrier or milk crate carrier. There we go. Nice and safe. So I am here. I'm going to check the McDonald's app. I like Egg McMuffins. Let's see if we have. All right. Food. Mickey D's. Okay. $2 breakfast sandwich. All right. So I got a $2 breakfast sandwich. Oh, I jumped over a curb. Did not see that coming. Those two ladies were looking at it like, what's he doing? He's driving over a big 3 or 4 inch curb. All right, so I can get a $2 breakfast sandwich. And that's what I'm going to do. $2. Now, one of the things I got to check on is I think they have my old credit card in here. So I need to pull over when I get up here, and because the last time it said it was going to charge my card and it was invalid. So I think they have, before my card was compromised last spring. Not much, there's traffic, but I don't think too many businesses are open today. Mountain Quail Cafe, right turn here. Huh. Big Market looks like it's open. Dollar General is open. The firewood place is open. And I guarantee you McDonald's is going to be open. So the yacht club, I guess, has changed hands or something, and they're going to open the 3rd of January. So that'll be on Friday they're going to open. They're going into the Pilot. I want to go into the Mickey D's, and that's going to be up here a little bit. Just a bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull into a side slot here, and I'm going to check to see what payment method they have on file for me here. Let's see, more. Profile. Payment methods. So MasterCard 3662 is not valid. I'm pretty sure it's not valid. Let's change that, because it's a new number. So that's the problem. There's your problem. Okay, new debit or credit card. Go with. Probably shouldn't say this out loud, right? That would be saying all my numbers and codes out loud would be a monumental error. All right, I think all right. So I'm going to try this method of you pull into one of these spots. I'm going to pull into spot number 2. So breakfast sandwich, use at restaurant, use deal. So you can't do it here. You have to do the drive-in or walk-in. You can't do the curbside pickup. So that sucks. So we'll give them the code at the drive-in.
Hi, thank you for choosing McDonald's. Will you be using our mobile app today?
Yes, and the code is 7429.
Morning, how can I help you?
My code's 7429.
749? What kind of sandwich would you like, sir? Do you have a $2 burger sandwich?
Yes, yes.
Which one would you like?
Just the regular egg McMuffin.
Regular egg McDonald. Will that be all for you, sir?
That's it.
All right, first one, please.
Thank you.
Robert?
Yeah,
Show you team.
it said it paid on the app.
Not on here, it doesn't.
Well, I hope it doesn't charge me twice. Thank you. So this is the second time it's happened. I've got the new stuff in there. $2.18. That's not bad.
Sir, your egg muffin will be a couple of minutes. If I get you to pull up to the end of the rail, we'll bring that out to you.
You got it.
Thank you.
So they're running a little behind. The end of the rail, I guess it means right here. Is this what she means when she says the end of the rail? She said pull up to the end of the rail.
Right here. You're waiting for food?
Yeah.
You can wait here or right here.
Okay, thank you.
Fine.
What do you think, Dottie? Well, let's see how the, now I'm sitting here, see how the videos for today are going. No, we don't have much of a good connection here. The Quartzsite comments just finished uploading, so I can turn that on right now. Make it public.
Robert?
Yes, thank you.
There you go. Have a nice day.
All right, so, and then we have, thank you. 100 years ago, they predicted that's got 41 views. The big tent, the big one, Big Tent, Tyson Wells, and Nomadic Fanatic is at 834 views already. It's #1 by far in the past 10 videos. So that's 834 views in 1 hour. Ooh, that's a good one. Good one. So Dottie, I promise I'll share a little bit with you at the end, okay? She's staring at me like, you better be sharing that, Dad. You better be sharing that egg McMuffin. Yeah. I just gave her the whole thing of Canadian bacon. I wonder, should we take a peek at Tyson Wells? Now, Dottie ate that slice of Canadian bacon in like a nanosecond. It was gone. And she's staring at me, looking from the sandwich to me like she hasn't eaten in a week and is about to die from starvation. When she's had kind of an extra big serving of breakfast plus the Canadian bacon. It's very good. And I apologize if the microphone's too close to my mouth and you're hearing disgusting chewing. I'll try to minimize that. I see the pickleball courts haunt me at the Holiday Palms because I insisted there are no pickleball courts in Quartzsite, and someone pointed out to me immediately, well, there are 2 of them at Holiday Palms, and they certainly are. They're silly owls. There are people parked at Silly Owls. Does that mean they're open? I guess that means they're open. The post office is closed. That's oddly, next to it is a Zanzibar dispenser, is a pot shop. But in the same building behind that is the only pharmacy in Quartzsite, oddly enough. You can't really see it from the street. You have to know where it is. So this is my last month before Medicare. Medicare starts in 31 days, Dottie. And we'll see. Take a peek here at what's going on in probably, yeah, this is, I could make an argument that this is my favorite part of Quartzsite, is Kuhn Strait in Tyson Wells. And we are in January, so this is the official kickoff of the season. And to have this many cars here on January 1st, or this many cars here at 10 in the morning, you know we've arrived in January. Yep. And here we are. Mean Maggie's is open for breakfast. There's a few vendors that are open. So people are open today. They're not going to flow around. They're probably not going to take a lot of days off now starting January 1st around here. Yeah, the main vendors are open for business. Boba tea, kettle corn. Gringos. Bet you Dollar Gringos is open. Yeah, they look open to me. Well, the vendors down there and the grocery outlet, that's open. This is just the business, so they have storage units back here. Here's the back entrance to the grocery outlet. Very, very good business. Very excellent way to save money. To go there and buy some dry goods. And bread, they have pretty fresh bread that's a fraction of what you can pay in a grocery store. So go there, save yourself some money. I don't know what the exact origin of the saying. Pardon me. The saying, a penny saved is a penny earned, but it's so accurate. Customer parking only for, see the parking, the secret parking I told you about. It's very small here. Now they have all these new rigs in here that see all around the big tent. You see that? These are all rigs for sale here. And there's the big tent. Beer Bellies will, I'm sure, be open today. There's the Chinese restaurant right behind Beer Bellies. And I'll see if, I don't see a sign that says I can't drive through here. So we will plead ignorance and beg forgiveness if someone says you can't be driving back here. But these are all rigs for sale, for sure. And when, you know, the big tent and all this opens up and the salespeople are here, I'm sure you are welcome to tour through these. I mean, like I'm driving by one, it's wide open. But I sincerely doubt they welcome people just walking in here now before they're open. But there are lots of fifth wheels here. So I think I'll try to get out up here. It's a little tight, but I can make it through there. Some Montanas. Beautiful rigs, aren't they? So I would really like one of these big giant ones for when I get my permanent place, probably in Yuma, to leave it there full time and continue to travel in my small one, but have my home base with a big old one, just like I'd love one just like that. Just like that. Nice and roomy and comfortable. And no, I will not be pulling it with my F-150. I won't be pulling it at all. I would hire someone to deliver it to my spot, and it would stay there until I sell it. And whoever buys it would have to come pick it up. Yeah, look at these. There are a lot of RVs. I'm just driving through taking video. I hope that's okay. I didn't see any signs. Okay. He said it's okay. So we'll just make a U-turn here and show you the big tent. A lot of these rigs just came in like practically overnight. So there are a lot. This is a giant RV dealership for sure. And that is the big tent, guys. That's the big tent. And it's going to be surrounded by all these rigs that are for sale. Isn't that exciting? Anyway, we got to get that gallon of diesel back to camp to my friend, so she's confident that she has plenty of diesel for the night. I guess those diesel heaters are pretty good. You know, I'll ask her when we come back how long a gallon will last her, but you know, it was only about $3.59. And that's the first time she's ever said she's been out of diesel. So I imagine, well, I'd be curious to how many nights that will keep her warm for $3.59. We're going to turn on the headlights here for safety. And as I gaze to the right and to the left, I see a lot more rigs. And these are the two northern LTVA areas. To the right, it's going to be La Posa West, and to the left, La Posa North. Quite a few characters out there moondocking. And I think it's about 2 miles, I would say, to get to the entrance from here, from one entrance to the other.
In the state of Denmark, from the magical town of Hollenbeck, Denmark comes a Danish.
That's Al Roker doing the 136th annual Rose Parade. You know, I can't imagine liking a public figure more than I like Al Roker. He's got to be close to him, like Dolly Parton, Keanu Reeves. They've got to be among the most likable public figures we have around. Jimmy Carter, rest his soul, was one too. You know, I think, probably Republicans didn't like Jimmy Carter very much when he was in office as a president. But in the ensuing years, in the decades after being president, he demonstrated the human being that he was, and he was pretty much universally loved. Does anybody remember his brother Billy Beer? And there was a congressional investigation. And at the time, my stepsister was married to the chief counsel for the U.S. Senate. And he was assigned the task of heading the investigation into Billy Carter. And as you remember, not much came of that. I don't remember any of the details. But I remember Billy Beer. He had his own brand of beer called Billy Beer. His brother had peanuts and Billy had beer. But actually is remarkably, if you remember, Jimmy did not have peanuts when he got elected president. He divested himself of all that to avoid any suggestion of a conflict of interest. So I think I'll kind of take the long way through, just because it's the first day of the year, and I'm looking out there, and it's just, I would describe it now as a sea of RVs and tents and cars. Yep, it is definitely busy out here, my friends. Daddy, look who's here.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, man. How are you?
Doing all right.
How's the pup doing?
Well, yeah, we still got to get that ear thing taken care of this coming week, but we got stuff that's trying to help him out and everything. So.
You're on audio, by the way, if that's okay.
Oh, really? That's fine.
So tell me, and listeners want to know, people are concerned, I'm in a car and I got to be within 500 feet. Is it difficult to do that? Are there too many people here? How do you feel about it? You've been here over a month.
It's not difficult at all. I mean, I'm like within 500 feet of the vault right now, but it's really not that difficult. You see all the open space still available.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not oppressive. You've gotten to know your neighbors.
Oh, no. I know, like, everybody around here. So.
Yeah, yeah. And when you first got here, I remember you told me, well, I just did the 2-week thing. I'm not sure this is for me, but you're still here.
Well, yeah, I did the second 2-week one.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
And then, yeah, it was yesterday or day before I went and I got the 180. So,
so good.
Yeah,
it means you love it
I'm
here.
here through April, yeah. So I'm legal for that. I got a generator coming. So it's supposed to be here tomorrow, but I also got a car top carrier that'll take care of some stuff to get out. So that's coming on the 7th. So I'll make a trip to Havasu probably on the 7th or 8th or something.
What kind of generator did you get?
A real small one because I don't need a huge one.
Right.
I got it at Tractor Supply, $169.
Oh, okay.
Say 200. It's basically 1,800. So, you know, it's nothing huge. I'm not running I'm not running the refrigerators or anything. So
you doing videos on your channel?
Yeah, I'm starting to put them up.
It's Life Happens, right?
It was.
It was. Now what is it?
Catawample. I'm that guy.
Catawample. Okay.
Yeah, I seen that somewhere. It showed up like on a meme, and it described exactly what was going on with me. I'm like, that's me. So I changed the name to that rather than Life Happens because it's different, you know, and it's not too boring. But
well, in the next comment, put a link to your channel, and I'll call it out on the
okay.
The daily.
So far, it's just like off the iPhone. But when I get my generator, I'll have my phone or my
GoPro
going and my drone. So plus I'll have my laptop and I can do video editing and things like that.
Hey, buddy.
Had a campfire and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's been pretty good so far. I'm learning how to make cigarettes. I should have stopped smoking, but
you know, you've heard of the Spot?
Yes.
So Randy, the mobile traveler, he's got this little contraption he rolls cigarettes with. You ought to stop by there and ask him about it. It's like one cigarette, it's like that, and it's done, and it's perfect. I got this
handheld thing, and it's like, what, wrong one? Throw that away, make another one. Oop, wrong.
Well, I watched him do it, and everyone's perfect, and it's a simple little thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to get going. Good seeing you.
All right.
Take care.
Sure. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. All right, so that was life happens. Cat changed it to Cattywampum. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know what his channel is. But he was one of the first listeners this year that reached out to me and said, "Hey man, if you want to say hi, this is where I am." So I came over and introduced myself. Came over on my e-bike, and then every time I go by, I see he's sitting out there, and he hasn't until just now. He was sitting out there, so that's kind of cool. He was there. Now I'm trying to go back home here, and this is an unfamiliar way for me to go, so we may get a little lost. That might be fun though, right, Daddy? That could be fun. Let's I think it's time for a little AC. Oh, what's going on here? Now the temptation is to go straight here, but I don't think that's going to be a good thing. I don't think there's a way through here, but we'll take a quick peek. I don't think there's a way through. And now there's not a way through that wash that I see. Nope, we got to go left. And it even has a sign here, go left here for the spot, because people get lost trying to find the spot. But if I could just hop over there, I would be home, but there's no way to hop over without getting stuck in the wash. Maybe stuck in the wash. General rule of thumb, if there's not a road-looking way to go through a wash and it looks like people haven't been driving over where you're going, there's probably a good reason for that. Now up here, I'll be able to get across, I believe. I still see a lot of Trump flags, even though he won. It's over. I'm betting. Here's my prediction: that people will do this just to get reactions. They'll produce a Trump 2028 flag, and that will trigger people. Well, it won't trigger me, but it'll. You can see why it would be a thing that people will talk about. It'll create controversy. It'll create headlines. I've been paying almost no attention to political headlines because we're in a lame duck presidency, right? And lame duck Congress, and things are going to change January 20th. So I'm not as much as interested in what the new government might do or what they should do or what they can do. I'm interested when the time comes, what do they do? What do they do? And what are the effects of what they're doing? And withhold any judgment one way or the other until those things start happening. So here's a guy passing me, and actually he's kicking up some dust. It's not too bad, but mostly it's because he's on the rocks here. But if he got into the powder like me, he'd be kicking up a lot of dust, and he'd make that guy just pass miserable. But he's okay. I haven't mentioned that. That's a thing that you can do. You can see he's on the rocks versus... Now, if he goes onto the powder puff, watch what happens. He's going onto the powder puff. Now he's kicking up a lot more dust. But actually, he might be slowing down a little to compensate for that. Now he's going back over to the rocks because he realizes he's kicking up more dust. So that's a considerate person that is thinking about what effect of my driving through here have on my neighbors. Pretty good. Anybody that's wondering what Dottie's doing, she's sleeping. She's on her bed next to me sleeping. I tell you, it's one of her favorite places to be, is up here. You know, it's funny, I think she loves it so much because she gets to lay down and relax, and it's the only place other than when we're in bed, when she's sleeping, where she's able to lay down and relax and we're at the same level. What time is it? It's 10:43, 11, just a couple more hours. I'll be meeting my friends up front and leading them back here for... We've sort of corralled the rigs up here for wind blockage. I see people sitting out. I see people sitting out. I see everybody sitting out. Yeah. Hi, buddy. Well, this amazing thing happened. You know, diesel just shot up overnight. It's $100 a gallon now. And so the first pump would
do that. I just thought maybe you'd be going into town.
I did a video. I made it into a video.
Oh, okay.
I'm still recording. I'm
thought-
still recording it.
Never mind.
The trek into town for diesel. So the one question I had that I posed to like how long will 1 gallon of diesel last you heating your rig?
Well, it's in my diesel heater.
Right, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
it
we
lasts
know that.
about 4 days, 5 days.
So 379 or 365 for 4 days. is less than $1 a day.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And you found it to be reliable other than isolated incidents, or because it's a very inexpensive one you got, right?
Yes, it was a Chinese diesel heater. Yeah.
Hi, Clover.
Did you hear Howlin'?
This is the gang.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Hi, Clover.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So
Happy
we're
New Year.
gonna have. Oh, there's wind coming through this way now.
Oh.
Huh.
So we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right, Rob.
Well, I was thinking maybe I'll park my truck right here.
Oh, that would help.
Yeah.
And maybe have Danny park his truck there too.
Yeah.
And we'll just kind of surround this
We'll
place.
just surround the place.
So we got everything you need, got all the tables you need.
I think
We have extra chairs for Denny and Deb.
Well, I have this one and that one. I have two
And I'll take
chairs.
another one over from me, so
Okay.
we should have plenty.
Yeah, I need one chair, but I have an extra. And if anybody else has an extra chair. And so we've got your table. We've got your table, and we've got Barb's little table. I've got it down there. I'll probably use my big table there when I'm cooking. I'll need a table for put my cooking stuff on. So I'll use my tall table for that. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up this video and relax and get ready to pick up Charlie and Diane at 1 o'clock. All right. So that was interesting. So 1 gallon, 3 or 4 days. I think she said 4 days, right? So I'm watching her. She's here. The heater is on the outside of her rig back there. I'm going to back up so you can see her with that gallon container filling up the diesel there. So now that I'm thinking to go, okay, what does the propane cost me? It's pretty much the same, about $1 a day. It's about $1 a day for my propane rig. And I think I'm going to say mine's a little bit more economical, only because you've heard me say I keep the place in the high 70s. And she doesn't keep it nearly that warm. I think she'd use a lot more fuel if she set the temperature higher. So I think propane right now, let's call it equivalent. Let's call it about the same in terms of fuel cost. All right. Okay, Dottie, did we buy anything in town? You know what? We did not. Other than that. Okay. Let's go. Let's go, Dottie dog. Come on. Oh, we leave the keys in there. Hello. So hang on, I'm gonna make sure I'm in frame and everything here. So I have to tap this thing to make sure I'm in frame. Thanks for coming with me. It was basically to get Judy saying, hey, you happen to be going into town. If you are, I could use a gallon of diesel. I'm just like, no, I'm not really planning on going to town today. I got everything I need. Then I realized, it might be kind of fun to do that and make a video. So it was fun, and I did a video, me and Dottie. So usually I'd end it right there, but you know what? You didn't really see enough of Dottie, did you? Dottie, they didn't see enough of you. They did not see enough of you, did they? And you didn't see any of George. No George. I'm not making you go inside. You see how she puts on the brakes? Look. Hang on, look. See? She puts on the brakes. It's like, I don't want to go inside, Dad. Well, Dottie, guess what? You don't have to go inside. I'm going to go inside and we're going to say hi to George. Where's the kitty? Where's my kitty? Where's the little kitty? light, huh? George. 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 Kitty. Hi, George. Hi, Kitty. Hi, George. Kitty, kitty, kitty. She's resting back there. Oh, well. Dottie, why don't you get on your bed? Why don't you get on your bed, little Dottie Dot? Are you thirsty? Because you can there's water up here. Here, get up there and get your water. There, get your water. And she'll remember she wants to be outside after she drinks her water. Right, Dottie? Okay, come on outside. Come on. Get in your bed. Yeah, she's pretty happy here. She's pretty happy right there. I think I mentioned this screen, this windscreen. You see how it's billowed like a sail? And that means the wind's coming from the west. So it's a little uncomfortable standing right here. But if I just move over here, the wind kind of disappears and it's just plain warm. And this is, if I step back, this is what the pattern looks like. There's all kinds of different ones you can buy. But this one was the beach scene. And it's www.thebreeze, BREEZS, breezescreen.com. And there's no E on the end of breeze. That's how you find it. And they were at the Big Tent last year, and I'll bet they'll be there again this year. And here's the thing that I have not used once this year, my Blackstone. And I'm thinking of selling it with the table just because it's so bulky in the back of my truck and I'm never, it's because I got an air fryer in an Instant Pot. I don't have the urge to grill outside anymore. So we'll see if we can, maybe we'll end up giving it away to somebody, but it's got to be somebody that has plenty of room. That's for sure. And this empty space here is because my big long white table is over there for the potluck. So that's going to be today's video. As always, I am so appreciative when you watch my videos. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.